Okay, on to a part that I love of this show always, because it's hysterical to me every time we go through these, but is viewer comments.
Yeah, your comments. Thanks for commenting down below. We do read them. And let's just kick this off with some tips, because we chatted about damaging comic books the last time we had a conversation.
Astro Comics wrote, pro tip number 1, don't drink and press.
True.
I put a book on a press with the idea of letting it get a 15-minute hot press.
Okay.
And turn off, and I left the house for a solid amount of time. And when I got back, and all I could hear was the loud beeping sound as the timer had gone off around an hour earlier.
Okay. Hopefully that wasn't a modern book.
Yeah, it'd be one solid brick by now.
Some cardboard.
Pro tip number 2, don't drink and dry clean. Was working on an easy high-grade Planet Comics 1. Okay, not a super expensive book unless you're talking the Golden Age. And ripped the back cover.
Oh, going too quick.
Yeah, you're rushing through it, and you were drinking. I also wanted to add that I may have a drinking problem. As I listen to the show, and I'm currently enjoying a cocktail while I'm cleaning a Ghost Rider number 2. So give me a minute, and I'll probably be able to get you a pro tip number 3.
That's great. I love that comment. Thank you so much for leaving it. All right, we got another comment here. This is from our Bloodshot conversation. We were excited about the character design of Vin Diesel, and some members went over to Instagram to say hi. We do appreciate the story posts. Jeff, where can they find you on Instagram?
You can find me over at Golden Age Guru.
And you can find me at Comic Tom 101. And we have Comics Collections posting what he thinks would be some interesting hairdos for Bloodshot.
Yeah, we kicked this to the community, asking him what kind of would be proper hairdos to envision, because he does have hair at times in the comic. So obviously we have 4 options here. One of them is going Super Saiyan.
Yeah, full Super Saiyan. The other one kind of looks like my hair a little bit.
Oh yeah, the top. Yep. And then we have kind of a meatloaf haircut. I would do anything for love. And then that good old classic afro.
Yeah, I definitely like the meatloaf haircut. That may be my favorite one, especially because he's got such a strong receding hairline that's like, hey, dude, just shave it off. But it's okay. And look at Vin Diesel at the bottom. He's like, oh, because he didn't put it at the top, he looks kind of ashamed. But you know what? I don't blame him. I'm glad he's bald. All right. Looking at the next comment here from Christopher Jensen. This was maybe my favorite comment of the week.
So again, we talked about damaging comics. So this gentleman, Christopher Jensen, like you mentioned, he wrote, my wife gets mad at me if I read her comics that I buy for her and tells me that only one person's oils should ever be on each comic.
That's right. Only one person's oils. I like the dedication to protecting your comic books. Bravo.
Yeah, kudos. I mean, you don't want those oily fingerprints all over your shiny books, you know?
Yeah, these comics are a personal collection, right? So PC. So keep it personal, keep it private. You touch your own comics, I touch my own, and then we'll keep the trades. That's what can go between us both.
Set that hard line in those relationships, ladies.
All right. Thanks for the comment. That made my day. All right. And then we have Cal L. Kent. He says, I never thought I needed the image of a cataclysmic planet-wide dead Galactus doo-doo flood in my life. But Jeff proved me wrong. Thanks, Jeff. I think. Now, where did that comment come from? Because that was one of my favorite moments on the last show we did.
Well, we discussed how Galactus is dead and floating out in space.
Yeah, in one of the most recent comics. This is the Marvel Zombies that came out over Halloween. Galactus is dead. He's floating around.
So I just made the relationship between like when someone passes away, their bowels release.
That's right. Right after I give my nice little speech, my monologue about how much I love comic books and how they're like life-changing, you're like, yeah, they are. This is a really good medium. By the way, I was thinking about poop. and that got this comment. So
and then how poop can cause an eclipse over your planet if it's Galactus.
That's because when you die, you defecate, and that's why you watch our show, Comic Fam, is to get that solid information.